Justin Seaman and Zane Hershberger on the Fishbowl. Welcome. Thank you for taking the time to swim in the bowl with me.
Sure.
Let's talk about some of your upcoming films.
Well, what we've actually made is The Barn, and we just recently had finished and we're working on the Blu-ray to put out for 1031, which is a joint venture with Rocky Gray. It's an anthology with a bunch of different filmmakers. And now we're working on a new anthology called Cryptids, which is sort of in the same vein as with George Norrie and what was that guy's name? Art Bell. They had the radio show, paranormal radio show. So the movie's based on a guy that's sort of like that, has a paranormal radio show. And on this particular night, he's talking about cryptozoology, like Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster. So every caller that's calling in is a different monster story. We've got directors from all across the United States. We have Texas, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, Virginia. So we got like a bunch of guys involved in this. It should be pretty fun. We're really excited about that because we try to chalk it full of monsters.
Awesome. Are you guys local?
Yeah, I am from Claysville, which is about 10 minutes away from Washington, where we are now.
Okay.
And then Zane's up by Cranberry, Wexford.
Okay, awesome. I'm actually from Squirrel Hill area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. On a side note, what are some of your guys' favorite films?
Well, my favorite horror film, I'd have to say, is Night of the Demons.
That's a great movie.
There's so many. It's hard to pick a favorite, but I love Night of the Demons, Night of the Creeps, Return of the Living Dead. One of the films that my overall favorite film I can watch over and over is The Monster Squad.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Great movie.
And I know Zane's hardcore into 80 slashers. So.
Yeah, but like him, like Night of the Demons is one of my favorite. My favorite's probably Evil Dead, but I love Fright Night, Return of the Living Dead, like all the classics. But I like the weird ones like Spookies and Neon Maniacs and stuff like that too.
Awesome. Any Romero fans?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Creepshow. I mean, that's people probably shoot me. I think that's honestly his best movie. Yeah. Creepshow.
I'd have to agree.
Creepshow is fantastic.
I think that, there's something special about Creepshow.
Yeah,
that,
it's original. It's
original. I just heard that Greg Nicotero actually is making that into a TV series.
I heard that, which would be great.
And which I'm really excited about. Funny little story here on Ramiro. I have Ramiro's desk.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
How did you get that?
My mom went to a not very well publicized estate sale a couple years ago, and it was Christine Ramiro's house.
Oh.
Like right after her and George got divorced, and she managed to get me the desk, the script to Land of the Dead, Monkey Shines, Browser, a few action figures, and some posters and books and stuff.
All from that estate sale.
All from that estate sale.
Wow.
And I actually just did an interview with Michael Gornick.
Yeah.
And I found out something about the desk that I wasn't aware of, which kind of adds like a whole nother aura element to it. I found out through talking with Michael that in the early 80s, Stephen King was driving from somewhere to somewhere, and he had about an hour to stop in Pittsburgh. And it turns out that the story that he started writing on that desk turned out to be it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
And my mom got me the desk for right before I started Point Park for screenwriting. So I like to say that I'm literally writing my screenplays on the desk that, Ramiro, wrote a lot of his movies, and Stephen King started writing it. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, lots of aura running through that desk. But yeah, I have to say, Creepshow is they've never quite done something as original as Creepshow.
Yeah.
And I've always loved the anthology stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really where it's at. I mean, the shows, the movies, like The Twilight Zone being my teacher actually said to us in our writing classes that if you want to study master storytelling, watch The Twilight Zone. And it kind of if you think about it, it's 20 to 25 minute scripts that are self-contained stories that went on for 5+ seasons, and they're all like original stories. And I think that type of stuff needs to be brought back more. And I think we're starting to go to that route, but it'd be nice to get that like full on back with anthology stuff.
Yes, I agree.
But Night of the Demons, that's also.
Yeah.
Did you see they're releasing a figure?
Steelbook.
I pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
As soon as Scream Factory threw it up, I pre-ordered it. Yeah. Yeah, I had to.
And that's also like a trilogy that I like all of them.
Oh yeah, so do I.
Like
you don't like 3, do you?
I'm not a big fan of 3.
See,
2 I do.
I like 3 better than 2, but
Yeah.
there's something about I like.
I actually thought the remake was decent. I know.
Nah.
I thought it was okay.
I like Shannon Elizabeth, but
Yeah, I'll still take 3 over the remake.
yeah.
Yeah. But no, I like all this, so I'm glad to see. And then they're starting a new documentary on it called Hell of a Party or something like
Hell
that.
of a Party, I think.
Yeah, and it's all about the Demon movie. So
Oh, that's
I know
awesome.
they're shooting it right now with Kevin Tinney.
2 hours long, I think they said.
Something,
maybe?
yeah. I know
Something
Linnea.
like that.
They're going to interview everybody that they can get a hold
Yeah.
of. So I'm excited for that. It's the same people that did the You're So Cool, Brewster.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
those people. And what is it like? I'm trying to think what else they did. They've been doing a bunch of It. They did something for the It story.
Yeah.
So it'll probably take another year or 2 before it's out, but still,
Right.
I'll buy it.
Fingers crossed. I get Tommy Lee Wallace on the show.
That'd be cool.
I just emailed his rep. She got back to me and said, "We're going to check out your show and be in touch."
Oh wow.
So I'm friends with him on Facebook now. So fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Fingers
Yeah,
crossed.
definitely.
Well, on Return of the Living Dead, I have to promote this real quick. My next interview that's going to be posted on the Fishbowl's page, which you can catch my show, The Fishbowl, on YouTube or The Fishbowl 88 on SoundCloud, is with Tom Matthews.
Oh yeah. Great dude.
Yeah,
Great
he's cool.
dude.
Yeah.
Great
really cool
dude.
guy.
I had a pleasure talking with him and meeting him a couple Horror Realm cons ago, and where I've met you guys before. And I have to say, the barn, whoa.
Oh, thank you.
That is. I love the nostalgia pieces, and I really like what you guys did with that.
Thank you.
And I just kind of have to throw this out there. I have background with screenwriting and PAing and stuff. So if you guys are ever working on any projects, please think of me.
Yeah,
I'd
for
love
sure.
to come on set and
Yeah.
PA or whatever.
That'd be great.
Awesome. Any other upcoming projects?
Well, I mean, it's not set in stone yet, but this September I'm launching an Indiegogo, and it's an all or nothing. If it's successful, we will move forward next summer into The Barn Part 2. But that's if it's successful. It's, if it doesn't reach its goal, it's not happening. The first movie was such a risk financially, and it paid off. I can't go there again. You know what I mean? I
Right.
got that out of my system. I would
Right.
love to revisit it and tell the next chapter, but I need to make sure the funds are there in advance.
Right.
So
Right.
that's the kind of like the what if project that's after Cryptids when we're wrapped up. But recently we started Scream Team Releasing, and it's kind of basically what I'm doing with other indie filmmakers. Is I know a lot of filmmakers have a hard time either self-promoting, self-selling their, self-distributing their own content, because it's a lot of business side to it, and a lot of work,
It definitely is.
Or they sell their stuff and they never see a penny, and it's the same story I've heard. That's why I didn't sell The Barn to anybody. I didn't want to be stuck in that situation where I was, so excited that somebody put my movie on a store shelf, but then they ran off with all the profit,
Right.
So we started Scream Team because everybody kept asking me how The Barn was being so successful selling and all that. So it started out selling 1031 for Rocky, and then after that we picked up The Sleeper. That's a film that came out in 2012, like a retro style film. It's actually one of my favorite indie horror films, and inspired me to make The Barn the way that I was kind of on the fence if I was going to make The Barn a modern day monster movie or an 80s. And when I saw The Sleeper, I was like, well, this guy found an audience for it, then I'm going to do what I want to do, because everybody kept saying, don't make an 80s slasher film. Nobody's going to buy it. So they were wrong. But I thank The Sleeper for that. And then so I got a hold of the guy who made The Sleeper, Justin Russell, and it had been out of print for a few years. And I asked him, I said, have you got the rights back or anything? And he said, actually, I never sold the rights. I did the self-distributing myself, and I'm not a business person. So when I sold out of those 2,000 or 2,500 copies. He's like, I didn't want to do it again, and that was it. So I said, I'm starting this thing called Scream Team. I'd like to, I would love to bring the Sleeper back in a Blu-ray format and bring it to the audience that's out there for it that you never found. So that's what we're doing now, and that went really well. It's been out for about a month, and we're good with that as far as sales. We broke even on the cost. Now I'm actually cutting checks and sending them out to Justin, so he's getting paid. And same thing with 1031, and we have a bunch of films coming out starting next month. Two next month, 2 in October or September, 1 in October, and then 2 more by the end of the year. So there's like 7 more titles we're putting out by all different filmmakers across the United States. And my goal is to finally be the distro for filmmakers where they can trust the distro and make money. So at least with the last 2 films I put out, they've got paid every month, and that's my goal for the next 7. So we'll see. Hopefully it's not financially crippling for me because I'm spending a lot of money putting these movies out for these filmmakers and getting everything pressed and the marketing and all that. But that's really what I've been spending most of my time. It's consumed my entire life. It's my full-time job now, and it's paying the bills. I mean, I'm not living, I'm not living like an awesome life if I had like a really high-end job, but I'm getting by, and I'm enjoying my life. So that's really what it is right now. And I like coming to the shows like this because I get to meet filmmakers and talk to them and hear their stories and and give them advice. I talked to probably 3 people in there that were asking me advice about signing with distros, and I'm honest with them. It's like, if you can do it yourself, do it yourself. If you can't and you don't feel confident, then really research these companies, because anybody will take your movie if they think they can make a buck off of it, and they don't give a shit about sending you the check,
Right.
And I've heard that story with everyone, and it's so disheartening when somebody they took a loan out to make a movie, and they put all their time and effort into it, and they pulled all their favors in from all their friends and family to make this movie, and then they give it away, and then basically they just turn around after they've lost their movie and somebody else has made the money, and they're just like, I don't even want to make movies anymore because they're so jaded. So I'm hoping that changes.
Just because they want to see it in Walmart, which
Right.
that's pretty much one of the way. Like, either you want to see your movie in Walmart or you want to make money. That's basically the 2
Right.
choices you have.
Yeah, retail is kind of like the death of your film. Like, it's great
Right.
if you want
It's good for them.
Oh yeah, for the distributor and the people above the distributor, but for the actual filmmaker, that's the trade-off. You either want it on the shelf so you look cool, or you want it, you got to hustle it and sell it yourself to actually make money.
Right.
And that sucks, but that's really the truth behind it.
I have to say that it's really great to hear that that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I'm like one of the people you're talking about. I just got published on Amazon with a script. I made it to the finalist of a
cool.
horror screenwriting competition, and now I'm in the boat of I own the rights to the property, and I'm getting paid essentially from people who buy the script on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
But the long-term goal is to get that made.
Exactly.
And I want to see. I want to see it come to fruition,
Mm-hmm.
but I also want to see profits from
Yeah,
this
yeah,
as well.
Yeah.
And it's how do you go about doing that when you are essentially in the boat of trying to make it happen in general.
Yeah. Yep. And it's a tough. It's I think anybody who does art, whether it's writing,
Right.
or drawing, if you're an actual artist or you're a filmmaker or you're an actor, you pick the line of of work that is really hard, and it's not like how everybody else has a regular day job and just paying bills, and it's just something you put a lot of time and effort into. So it's like I said, it's very disheartening when you hear people do all this and then they get screwed over. So
Right.
It kind of kills their passion.
yeah, it kills
Yeah,
it, man. And
yeah.
and at the end of the day, I think everybody, if they could do what they love doing, would love to do it and make money from it. So
Right.
but there's just so many shady people in the industry, but we'll see, man. But that's I'm glad to hear that, I'm glad to hear that that's happening for you too. And I mean, it seems like there's been a huge change here in the last few years with the independent movement.
Yeah, definitely.
Independent artists, totally kind of just taking over, and you're seeing a lot more stuff come out of the indie scene that people are digging than they are from the Hollywood movies. Hollywood
Right.
horror too. So yeah, I'm very curious to see where next year takes us, and what's going on then, for sure.
Awesome. Well, we are at Grossfest 2018 at the George Washington Hotel in Washington, PA. hopefully we'll be here talking again next
Yeah,
year.
hopefully. This has been a
before
great
that
show.
as well. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for taking the time to swim in the bowl with me.
Sure.
You're welcome.
I'm sure we'll definitely be in touch.
Yep.
And good luck with everything.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Same to you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Yep.